Hi everybody, Dan Illman and Mike Beer kicking off the 50-cent early pick 4 at Belmont Park with Thursday's DRFBets Race of the Day, race number 2. It's a maiden special weight at 1 mile on the Widener turf. Remember, the money back offer for Race of the Days this month, bet $7 to win on any one horse in the Race of the Day. If your selection finishes second or third, you get your money back. Promos.drf.com is where you go for all the details. Let's meet the field of fillies and mares getting set to kick off this early pick 4 sequence. You can access free Formulator past performances on the Race of the Day event page at drf.com. Download them, handicap along with us. We'll take the field in post-position order, beginning with the number 1, Passion Flower. This horse has a lovely pedigree, Mike. She's a daughter of Tappet. She's a half-sister to Stop Charging Maria, a multiple Grade 1 winner on the dirt that won the Breeders' Cup Distaff. Are you surprised that Kieran's already shopping this horse around on turf?
Not really. Just because the dam, to me anyway, was more of a turf synthetic horse. So I can see this working out, this surface switch working out for this horse. Her debut is just one of those races where it just feels to me like she just wasn't ready to run. Dan, I don't know how you felt about it. She didn't take that much money in that race. She couldn't have been greener than she was early in that race. Just got completely outrun. Never really did anything at all. I actually feel like she's a little interesting switching to turf in this race.
She has been working on the turf at Palm Meadows leading up to this race, her first start, in about 5.5 months or so. And you're right, the dam was a multiple stakes winner going long on Synth. She also won her turf debut, and she's a half-sister to a stakes-winning turf router. So there is ample enough pedigree, I would think, on the bottom side of this pedigree. The number 2, La Vida, also has kind of a dirt pedigree, doesn't she? She's by Tisnow. The dam's a half to Summer Colony, who I think won the Personal Ensign. I was a bit surprised that this filly made her debut on turf, but maybe she just wants distance.
Yeah, I think maybe that's true too. Her turf debut, she just didn't do that much running in there. And I mean, she got a perfectly good trip down on the inside, never had any traffic in that race, and just to me didn't do any running at all. She's going to have to do a lot better than that in this race.
That race has come back key, though. The 4th and 8th place finishers returned to win. The winner returned to finish 3rd at Keeneland in an allowance with a 75 buyer. The runner-up finishing 2nd in a rich maiden special weight at Churchill with a 79 buyer. The number 3 is Still, first-time starter for trainer Belmont. And we know, the sort of myths and facts about Belmont first-time starters, but here is a formulator fact about a Belmont first-time starter. Past 2 years, older first-time starters, maiden special turf routes, 0 for 24. This horse has a fascinating pedigree. She is by Bernardini. You and I do not like Bernardinis on turf. They win 3% of the time with first-time turf runners. This damn Osley could run on the turf and has produced some very nice turf runners.
Yeah, I really like this family on the dam side for grass, but breeding her to Bernardini just doesn't make that much sense. And as you pointed out with that formulator stat, Mott just doesn't have these horses really cranked up to win. Very interested to see how this horse runs because I love the female family, but probably won't be betting this horse in this race.
Half to War Hoot, half to Sonata. Both horses earned black type on turf, but the only other time they bred Osley to Bernardini, they got Arthur's Tale, who was best known for finishing, I believe, 3rd in the Wood Memorial on dirt. The number 4 is Xanthique, and she intrigues me a little bit. I know she's stepping up in class. Her prior 3 starts, all 3 of her lifetime starts have come on dirt in maiden claiming races, but she was taken out of that race by Tom Morley last time out as the beaten favorite. She's by Into Mischief, 12% winners, first-time turf runners. Dam was Grade 2 placed on the turf. Dirt, second dam, stakes winner on the dirt. So there's a lot of dirt in this pedigree. That last workout interests me, though. Matches up with La Moneda. I wonder if Tom Morley tried to get them in company.
That's a little interesting. We'll see. When I looked at her, based on pedigree, it doesn't disqualify her from turf, but it's way more of a dirt pedigree. And, listen, her prior connections, they're very good. They ran this horse on dirt. Not only did they run her on dirt, they ran her cheaply. And that sort of bothered me because her dam was real good. Her dirt form is okay. She's going to have to be a lot better on turf to beat this field.
Maybe she'll show some speed stretching out from 5.5 furlongs to the mile. The 5 is Ballon Rose, Chad Brown, Jose Ortiz. It's OXO Equine. It's only sold for $1.6 million as a yearling by Warfront. 10% winners, older debut runners. 12% winners, first-time turf runners. Dam was a Group 3 stakes winner on turf, going 9.5 furlongs in Ireland. I was going back on a few of the old Welsh Clocker reports last year, and I was pleasantly surprised to see that she had worked this horse in Newspaper of Record last year before she went onto the shelf. Several of her recent workouts have come with Structural Deficit, who came back to earn a 73 buyer in the career debut. It wouldn't be a surprise if this filly can run.
Nah, I mean, all that is true. It's just one of those horses where, to me anyway, I don't necessarily want to bet her at a short price, but I'm not dying to bet against her either. I suspect that she might have some talent. She's got a really nice pedigree.
The 6 has a super pedigree as well. That's Atherary, making her North American debut for Christophe Clement. She's a half to Camelot, who I believe won the Epsom Derby, the Irish Derby, and the English 2000 Guineas. This is a late foal, so maybe she's just taken a little bit of time to get to find herself. In her career debut, she took on a favored winner that came back to win a novice stakes, and then last time out in a 4-horse field, she ran into a runaway. Layoff. But now it's Clement, it's Lasix. I don't worry about the layoff too much. He does very well with these kind of horses. I'm expecting an improved performance.
Yeah, I am too. It'd be interesting to see what she does. And it'd also be interesting to see if they're just starting here and she actually wants a lot more distance than this. We'll find out. Her 2 starts over there, they weren't great, but they weren't disastrous either. And that first start, she just got wired by that horse, who, as you point out, is actually pretty good. I thought her debut was actually okay. Her second start, she was the only filly in that race. She never really made any kind. They put her right on the lead that day, and she just was no match for those horses. This feels like it's probably a better spot for her. I just wonder how far she wants to go. I thought she might want to go farther than this. 7
or 8 are main track only horses. We hope we don't see them on Thursday. The number 9 and 10, they're both New York breds trying open company for the first time. We'll begin with Star of the East, and she's done nothing wrong in 2 lifetime starts. Her third dam, one of our favorite horses back in the day, Mike. Remember Gailey, who won the Flower Bowl and was such a good horse coming in from Europe? Star of the East, I like that she showed speed in her debut, and I like off the layoff. She rated comfortably off the pace and came with a run. Now she's getting Lasix for Brian Lynch. She might actually be a little bit of value in this race, considering that the first is likely to take tons of money.
Yeah, I sort of agree with you. I think she's run okay in each of her first 2 starts, and now she gets Lasix for this one. Her last start, even though it was off the layoff, it's just a little tough for me to get a real read on, because I thought she ran fine. I'm not sure that I think that field was all that good, though. The horse that beat her, Anne Song, you think you're kind of waiting for her to run back again, because she hasn't been very good in her career, but that was the only time they ran her on turf. So maybe she's just a turf horse. I could go either way on this horse, Dan, but at a price I could use her.
The 10 Pedalite, as we take a look at our top selections for this race. Turf Meant, I think, for the career debut, ran surprisingly well on dirt. Liaison has gotten out to an okay start with his turf runners, 5 for 41 with first-time turf runners. This dam was a stakes winner against New York breds on the turf. She has foaled a turf winner. That last workout, looks like David Donk put her in company with Creasy, who did some good work last year on the turf, an older filly. I'm expecting this one to run a lot better, and so are you. She's your top selection.
Yeah, me too. I just think she'll run better here. I guess I would probably like her more if they ran her in a New York bred race. Maybe try an open company. That was a good sign. I thought she ran just fine in her career debut. I don't feel like Donk was trying to win that race with her once it got rained off. They just let her sit off the pace. She actually made a pretty nice run through the stretch in there, only second best. She'll be better on turf. Will she be good enough to beat this field, especially if that Chad Firstler can run? I don't know, maybe not, but this might be a pretty good spot for this horse.
Price will be right. She's worth the win wager to be sure. Who else do you use in the pick?
Well, I was interested in the Kieran horse a little bit. I think she'll run better on turf, but she might need another start. And listen, I'm not way against Chad's horse, but I just thought maybe I'd take a little shot against her.
I'm going to go 5, 4, 10, 9. Don't think Ballon Rose is really a win candidate for me. I think she's going to probably go off at shorter than 2 to 1. I think the word's probably out. Everyone can see the purchase price, the connections, the pedigree, etc. She would be my A in the pick 4. I'm also going to use your top selection, the 10 Pétalite, and maybe the 4 Xanthique is a deep backup. 5, 4, 10, 9 for me in Thursday's DRFBets Race of the Day. Remember the money back offer. Bet $7 to win on any one horse in any race of the day this month with DRF Bets. If your selection runs second or third, you get your money back. Promos.drf.com is where you go for all the details. Approximate post time for race number 2. Belmont on Thursday, 3:35 Eastern. Best of luck.